And my question is it worth carrying in your kit? It weighs 18 ounces, obviously without that. This weighs 18 ounces. What's that? 520, 550 grams. So it's about the same weight as a, you know, your standard little wood stove. But using this, you know, it does work like a little wood stove. So is this a better option, or is, you know, a option anyway? And here's one I've made in the woods today. Can I get it alight and will it work? I've chose this spot because it's pretty inaccessible. Takes a bit getting here. But it's got some great resources. Nice open clearing and a massive limb off of an oak tree for fuel. Plenty of leaves. Yeah, I think this will do me for day camps. I can walk in and I can have little fires as long as I'm pretty stealthy and don't create too much smoke. I don't think anyone will know I'm here. Yeah, good find. The trouble with oak trees is they don't grow very straight. And I didn't bring an axe. I think I'd need one. So I picked up this bit of beech. Got me me Polish poncho. Got a little bag now. Put me ropes and pegs and things in. So I've got a nice selection. And yeah, this rope is all set up to make it easy to rig. Have a look at this video up here if you haven't seen it before. I'll put a link in the description as well. I need a saw, so yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Where are we going to? Right in there, isn't it? Right, well, you know what the story is. Rings go on the end of my blade. That goes in there somewhere. And that's my little frame saw. Well, you know, bow saw. Let's call it a bow saw. Tiny bit too tight. Yep, that'll do it. Got myself a bow saw. Better to make them tight to start with and then cut them loose so that you can just get it on with all your strength without snapping the wood. Although, you know, I'd have a job to snap something that big. There's a little bit of sporting in there just starting, not much though. There's no leaves on the tree either, so it hasn't grown this year. I think it came down probably last autumn would be my guess. So, you know, wood dries at 1 inch a year roughly, 25 millimeters. So, you know, I've got a 4-inch piece there, 100 mil, so that would take, yeah, technically that would take 4 years before it's bone dry. I'll drill a hole down there through the centre and a hole in through the side about 2 inches up, 50 mil. So as they join together, so as the air goes in through there and out through the top. And then it will be a log rocket stove effectively. Like a Dakota pit or a Dakota fire pit. That's a type of rocket stove really. Or the metal things you get where the air goes in and it blasts at the top like a furnace. So that's what we're going for. So if I drill it first, and then I'll play with one I brought earlier, have a cup of coffee, and it'll give this one an hour or so to dry out a bit, and then we'll see if we can light it. It's going to be curious. I don't know how well it's going to work with unseasoned wood, really. So this is our chance to find out. What a great spot. Because this large oak tree has lost its major limb, it's a lovely clear canopy above. Don't quite let the sun in because well, it's a bit low, you know, it's November, but yeah, it's nice blue sky up there. So I've got a nice piece of oak. It's fairly straight, almost the right size to go in through the scotch eye. So yeah, I'm just stripping the bark off. And then I've got to trim it down so as it fits in from one side. It's called a chest lever cut. Popular with spoon carvers. And I would know that because I'm a spoon carver. So it's like a chicken wings. So you pull the wood back, you pull the knife, but you've got a controlled cut because you're only going to there. Keep checking frequently so as oh, there we go, we're nearly there. Twisting it round like that will mark the wood up a bit, and then I can see where it's tight. See, leaves a black mark there. So I can just take the bits with the black on, carve them off, and it's a good way of inching down to the right size. I think we're there. That'll do it. Nice tight fit for the auger. I'll hide this bit of wood along with my bow saw piece of wood. Thought I heard a crack there then. Yeah, I'll hide this piece of wood along with my bow saw handle under this log here somewhere, so as when I come back again I haven't got to make this stuff. So I do that for every little day camp that I set up. And you know, if I never come back, it doesn't really matter. The wood's just going to rot away, and no harm, no foul. Just tidy this up a little bit, get the feathery bits off. I have got to use it at the end of the day, so just as well make it as nice as I can. Oh, even got a little chamfer on the end. Why not? It's a tool now, isn't it? Leave the bark on, makes it look a bit rustic. Right, I think that's all the hard work done. We are ready to drill out our log rocket stove. The trick is to line the auger up, keep checking, and have it nice and sharp. Hear that noise? That's the sound of a sharp auger. Keep going until you're about 2 inches from the bottom. 50mm. And then turn it over on its side and drill a hole in to join up. You know if you're through or not, because when you blow, obviously stuff comes out the end. Yeah, we're through. This auger that I bought second hand was about £17 on eBay second hand. It was in reasonably good nick and it's a Ridgeway one, so I know it's good metal, but I still had to sharpen it up a fair bit. And it's 7/8 of an inch, so I thought a slightly smaller hole gives me more wood to burn. And as a bonus, my Mora knife fits in the hole just right, which is handy because I can clean up this bottom hole. Just give it a few twists and put a little flare on the outside, because the more air you can get through this, the better really. So yeah, I've got a nice clean hole through there now. Yeah. So I'll leave that to dry for an hour and then we'll see if we can light it. Like any other type of fire, you want to clear the area out so there's nothing going to burn underneath. Right, in typical Blue Peter style, here's one I prepared earlier. This one's been drying at home for 2 years. I drilled a hole in it a couple of weeks ago to make sure that it's nice and dry inside, and it is a piece of birch, so I'm going to save the bark because it's a fire lighting resource. There we go. Be nice to light it with its own bark, wouldn't it? That'd be neat. Let's see what we can do. Now, I have played around with these before, but I've never thought about them as a real option for a stove. Maybe just as a bit of extra light or a bit of warmth. Now, the important thing is to make sure that there's still airflow. You don't want to block it up. And we want the hole rather, to face the way that the wind's coming, so that will help clear a little path for the wind there. But if we light a little fire at the bottom, like that, with a bit of fat wood, to get the flames going in and up, maybe that'll work. Just trying to look at, ways to get it going quick, really. Well, it was a real bugger to get it alight and to keep it alight. I found a homemade fire lighter in the end, did it? So I make them from wax and sawdust. I'll show you how I make them in another video. But I've had me coffee. So yeah, once it was going, it boils water fantastic. And as you see, once there's a flame there, there's not much smoke. And now I'm getting a bit of a bigger hole there. I can use it like any other stove. Just drop a couple of twigs in there. And I'm thinking, if I put the other log that I've made today out of greenish wood, if I put it on top, that might give it a bit more draw and it'll help dry this one out for next time I come. So let's try that. Let's leave that for a little while. Oh yes, jolly good. Fire's working great now. You can just put sticks in it like a proper little firebox, really. won't be long before the hole gets too big and it's going to fall over, and then it's just going to turn into an ordinary little fire on the floor. Yeah, I'm going to revisit it. They're a bugger to light. You got to use a fire lighter. That seems to be the only way to get it going. I've tried fat wood, birch bark, you know. Fire lighter is the only thing that got it going, and that's a lovely dry log. So yeah, I'll try lighting the other log in a minute and see how we get on with that. Interesting. Once you get that hole to about 2 inches diameter, 50 mil, it's off. It's roaring away now. Yeah, going like a good one. And very little smoke. So you need a 2-inch diameter drill bit, really. Yeah, but failing that, you know, a 7/8 one is much lighter. It just takes a bit of fettling to get it going. Well, I think I've made some progress. I've got a fire at the top and a fire at the bottom, so I'm just trying to suck them flames through. Fire at the top is hopefully creating a bit of draft and pulling the flames at the bottom up. So yeah, I think I'm getting better. I think with practice, you know, this could be a very good method. Just carrying that 18-ounce scotch-eyed auger in my kit, and obviously make sure I've got some fire lighters. Pick up some fat wood on the way, and yeah, could be good. I'd call that a result. Chinese proverb says, when a mute eats dumplings, he knows how many he has eaten. So what's your take of these wooden rocket stoves? Have you tried one? Do you want to try one? Don't know. Give me your thoughts. Let's have a conversation.